Come vibe with us.
Hi, welcome
Hi.
back. We want to do what's happened this week with you all. It's been probably not as big a week as the first week, has it? Because like the first week it's so new.
We had a lot of learning to do in the first week.
We did.
Yeah.
But I think week 2 has been interesting that I think we're starting to feel the vibrations. With week 2. So we wanted to talk about last week we scanned you, didn't we?
Yes,
And that was pretty like spot on.
it was. So the resonance scanning picked up a lot of deep cycle work programs that I needed to push through, which was interesting. So the first week before we did the scan on myself, I was playing with the different programs within my my health.
Yeah,
I've got the health.
from understanding of like what you wanted to work on. So you were like picking programs for sleep
I
and
was, yep.
energy and that sort of thing.
In the HEALY Gold, there is the energy one, and that's obviously where I wanted to go straight away.
And you were sort of seeing a little bit of improvement, weren't you?
Yeah, minimal. Enough, but minimal. And I do have the understanding and the intuition that, you know, within my fatigue issue, there's a lot of depth and there's a lot of layers. So I was working on my sleep, which obviously improves, you know, my ability to function during the day, running the energy stuff, looking at the different programs that I had on my Healy device and learning about them. And then we ran the resonance and that said deep cycle, deep cycle, deep cycle. And I'm like,
So then,
okay.
because she's an amazing researcher, even though it said like run this deep cycle program, she went, well, actually, I have read that I need to do first, second and third application before I start those, which was bang on because that's what we need to do.
I did the first cycle after I left here, and then and basically with the deep cycles, you run them and you make sure that they're well tolerated.
Yeah,
it's very
that you're feeling good after, because
good.
if you've got a lot to shift, sometimes when we go through a healing journey, like I was saying to you earlier, sometimes it can almost feel like it's getting worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
And that's generally, to me, and people talk about the detox, and I'm like, it's not so much the detox, it's the stripping back of the layers, isn't it? It's like unraveling.
It is, yeah.
So you kind of, I had another friend explain her healing journey to me. She said she almost have to heal in reverse to how you got unwell.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you're taking off the layers. So I think with the deep cycle is sometimes if you feel like you haven't tolerated it well, like you might be really tired or whatever, you need to run that one again.
Run it again. Yeah, absolutely.
Before you move on to the next one. So there's the first, second and third application you need to do that with. So if you get through that one and you're good, you can go to the next one. If you're good with that one, you can go to the next one. If not, you might have to sit on them for a little while and unravel your layers.
Yes.
So both of us have cranked through those pretty quick.
Yep, I went through 1 and 2. I'm also have really encompassed my whole life, my emotional and my physical health. So I think we can cut through the layers fairly quickly.
Yes.
Because, you know, we're fairly aware.
Yeah. So I guess for people that are either have high toxic load or aren't as aware or as along on their awareness journey.
Or there's an emotional that, you know, a really emotional.
People call them blocks, don't they?
Blocks.
I like that word. But yeah, when you don't have an understanding or an awareness is probably a better word, of what's happening emotionally, it can take a little bit longer to shift through it. So we blitz through it. We're like superstars.
I did first cycle, second cycle on the Thursday night, and then the third cycle on the Friday. And Friday, I was on fire.
I was on fire.
Yeah, I was. I have not felt that good in a long time. No fatigue. I was like functioning like a boss. I was doing all of the things.
Yep.
I was amazed. I was blown away. Absolutely
awesome.
love it. And then I worked through a couple of the other deep cycle programs, but doing that first cycle and second cycle, big difference. Third cycle, bang, let's go.
Yeah, and
it was
each
amazing.
one, like if you read through, we've got all the information in our little group, but we've got the information there about the programs, and it explains like how each one of those first, second and third build on the other.
Great information.
So really good. And then there's more deep cycle after that, isn't there? There's like a clean all and get to the roots and all sorts of things. So I had a similar kind of week, I guess, because I too started to get stuck into the deep cycle. I cranked through on Friday. I did first, Saturday I did second, like in the morning, I think, and then in the evening I did third, and was feeling good, so I cranked through a few on Sunday night as well, and fell asleep during one. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's nice. Where I'm at.
Yeah.
And then Monday, I think my body needed some time to incorporate it all.
Yeah.
So I actually had a very slow day Monday, but in saying that, it was super creative. Like I was up early with the kids, got them off to school, cleaned the house, and then I sat and I created all day long.
Nice and aligned.
Yeah, I just was in my like creative flow, which kind of wasn't where I was intending to be. So I felt like I was being slow, but I spent the whole day being creative. So that was kind of good in a slower way. So I slowed my physical body down, but yeah. And then I have noticed, because for me, my issues are very different to yours, obviously, different humans. For me, I'm noticing, more energy. I'm sleeping better. I haven't run sleep programs, but I'm sleeping deeply and soundly and waking up like ready to go, which is good. Yes. And not craving stuffing my emotions or like stuffing food.
How interesting.
Yeah, so that's good. I've also been playing around with a few programs that are designed to help our bodies release weight as well. Not specifically, but they can align to help do that. And I incorporated in that, I've run some of the chakra programs as well.
Cool.
Yeah, but probably for me this week, the biggest one that I was like really felt was Tuesday. So I had that really slow day Monday. Tuesday, I was online chatting to you and going through our to-do list, and I actually put on the ear electrodes and I ran the anxiety program because I had some stuff that was coming up for me. I was dealing with some people, I guess, that were triggering some stuff in me. So it wasn't like, I would never label myself as an anxious person, but it was triggering, you know, when you get something on your mind and it's just there all the time. And even when you're trying to focus on something else, you can't, your mind just switches back to that, which then affects your sleep and whatnot. So I was being very conscious of that and not wanting it to take over. And I ran that anxiety program and my mind just quietened. It was so nice. It just, so nice. Nice it was. It just lifted away like that heaviness that you feel when something is doing that hamster wheel in your head.
How interesting. So
I lifted that away, and then I put on like a focus concentration program on my wrists, and I looked up our to-do list and I just smashed it out.
You did. I was watching.
Yeah, and like it was good for like an hour.
I had
a productive hour, and then it finished, and then I started faffing. But
old habits die hard.
Should just run it constantly. I think I'll do that on Thursdays now. We'll just run that constantly. But it was really productive. So, and then I felt really good about myself because I'd achieved something.
A flow-on effect.
Yeah. So that was an interesting day. So I think, if you're wanting to really sort of feel that instant difference, try some of the different, keep trying the different ones. And then yesterday I ran some of the chakra programs, and they feel really good too. Like, I think I did sacral chakra and root chakra. So that's all about like the base of who you are, right? And your identity. So today I was feeling more like me and comfortable in my own skin again.
Grounded again.
Yeah. I have shared with one friend this week. She really enjoyed it. And we ran some programs for her while she was here. And then while she was here, I also took a recording of her frequency. So that way I can send stuff into her field remotely, which you can do without recording the frequency, but it knows who she is now. So it's like having a direct, it's like having you on speed dial, right?
Yeah,
it's like with the universe. So when she went to bed last night, I said to her, let me know when you're going to bed and I'll run some frequencies into your field as you're going to sleep. She probably went to sleep before I saw her message, but I did it anyway. And I spoke to her today. She's like, oh my God, I had a beautiful, solid sleep.
Amazing.
So that's really good. And she hasn't been sleeping well. We will keep exploring.
We will.
And we will get back to you. Oh, no, you had a really amazing story to share.
What's that story?
The period story.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. We have to share that one.
Friday, Yes, it was Friday. So I woke up, my bleed cycle had started. Day one for me is usually very uncomfortable. I don't like using the word pain. I have a really high pain
You
threshold.
do have a pain. So for most people, it probably would be pain, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so give it a score out of 10.
I was giving it an 8.
Which I know is really high for you. Like,
yeah, it was annoying.
Yeah.
So, and it was all...
It takes a lot to annoy you.
It does. It was front-based. It was, you know, I woke up, I'm like, okay, this is my day and I'm probably going to be influenced by this pain rather than be able to work through it. So I'd kind of resigned to it not being a great day.
Yeah. Which is not a good way to start your day.
It wasn't. No, I wasn't working on that being my day, but that's how I woke up. So I thought, okay, I will run the menstruation cycle, which is
sticky pads, yeah?
Sticky pads.
Localized.
That's what I'm looking for. And I put it on my lower abdomen where I was uncomfortable, in pain, whatever you want to call it. And this discomfort, that was the word I used. I think 5 minutes in, I sort of noticed a little bit of a difference. It didn't by all means go away. The pain cycles are about 20 minutes. So it reduced a little bit.
I think you wrote from an 8 to a 4.
8 to a 4 before the end of the cycle.
Good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I was happy with that. 4, I can function like it doesn't exist. So
we're mums.
Yeah.
4's nothing.
It is. And then before, so it runs for 20 minutes, and then before the hour had finished from when I'd first started it, 0. Discomfort, pain, 0.
So after it had finished, so you ran it for 20 minutes, it had finished, but within an hour, all your pain had gone.
It had gone.
Had that ever happened before?
Never. Day one would usually be a, like, you know, I'm going to annoy you all day sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then...
Now, didn't you say something about your bum hurting?
Yeah, so my lower back, let's get descriptive here.
Lower.
Lower back, like right into my butt.
Yep.
I can get the pain there too.
Yeah, that reminds me of labour pain.
Labour pain, yeah, exactly. So that hit at about 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm like, you're gone.
You're gone.
You're
out of here.
So I got my sticky pads and I stuck them on my butt cheeks.
The visual of that was so funny for me when you told me that. Sorry, I had to have a giggle.
So, and they, like, it's not easy to stick electrodes on your butt and have them, like, because I have to keep functioning. It was 2:30.
Yeah,
I had
school
to
pick
go
up.
get the kid and got these things. Like, luckily I didn't have to get out of the car that day. That was a
kiss and drive.
Same thing, cycles about 20 minutes, reduced the pain by the end of that cycle, but within that hour, the pain had gone.
That's unreal. And did it come back?
No.
Oh, winning! And no drugs, right?
No drugs.
No drugs.
That's the best thing. So, like, I don't go to anti-inflammatories. It's just not in my scope anymore. You know, unless my leg's hanging off or something, then
I wouldn't go for an anti-inflammatory with that, honestly.
I'd probably take anything at that
point. It's the wrong one. But anyway, point made. Painful period, reduced, no negative side effects, no load on your liver, no damage to your stomach lining, not having to be knocked out and go to sleep, just relief.
Just relief. And, you know, the flow-on effect was my mindset was better. I was productive.
We weren't screaming at children. We weren't laying on the couch eating a tub of ice cream and a block of chocolate.
Shortness of temper that you tend to get when you're irritated. None of that.
Because no one likes to live with discomfort or pain, right? Because that makes us cranky.
It does. It's an irritability factor, for sure. And most of us do have something that's niggling there, and that may be why we're irritable. It's not so much that, you know, we're a cranky person. It's that we're living with something.
Yes. Right. So that's it for the week, I think. If we remember anything else, we'll tweet next week. Anyway, as always, subscribe, like, share, do whatever the do is. Comment below.
We want to know.
Yes. What do we want to know?
We want to know this week for you, have you had physical pain or mental pain?
Ooh.
So anxiety, stress, all that sort of stuff, or physical pain, and what is it? So if you could comment below whether you've had physical pain or mental pain, we would love to know.
Absolutely. So yeah, do all the things, We'll see you next week. Bye.